Hey, hello. Welcome to Comedy Ain't Easy. I'm your host, Keith Irvin.
I'm Brock Shank.
Brock Shank. And today, we've got a special comedian in the house.
Oh, well, that's funny.
Mr. Scotty Mays.
He's making fun of me.
Scotty Mays is in the house.
I just said, everybody calm down. Cameras make it like when you're having real fun. Before the cameras came on, we were having real fun. And then everybody stiffened up and got weird.
Stiffened up like,
We're like,
just forget about that camera. We're going to talk.
right.
But today, we're here for awareness today. We're going to talk comedy a little bit, and we're going to keep it tight. We're not going to stress out about it. We're going to talk about awareness. The FOA, Mr. Scotty Mays. Tell people a little bit about your program that you're involved in.
FOA stands for Family of Addicts. Basically what this organization is, it's a nonprofit organization. We help remove the stigma of addiction. You know, we're embracing families, we're helping educate the uneducated, because there are still a lot of uneducated people out there, and mainly because they choose to be closed-minded to this.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, we have to power through that and just keep providing information, resources. Because here's the thing, like with families who have family members who are addicted to some sort of substance, they get caught in this cycle.
Yeah.
You know, as me being a person in long-term recovery, which means I haven't had a drink or a drug since January 13th of 2016, we take friends and families hostages.
Yeah.
And we will hold them hostage, and we will drain their bank accounts. We will manipulate them, like
Based off their feelings and their love for you,
Yeah.
you can kind of work them.
absolutely.
So you just turn into a sleazy car salesman.
Oh,
type thing.
it's bad. Master
Yeah.
manipulators, like you know, we are some of the best manipulators you will ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
Like right now, like if I wasn't working on this program, I'm putting on this front, and then I could go out to the parking lot and just go back to my old behaviors.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, that's how it used to be. You know, I would come in and put up that front. But But anyway.
But since it's nonprofit, we know there's nothing in it for you.
Right, yeah, nothing.
Exactly.
He's a real deal. He came down here for free. We don't give him anything.
Yeah, I ain't paying them. I'm broke myself.
Yeah, right. And I'm broke because I bought these jeans. So.
Oh, yeah, we'll bring up the jeans.
We're going to talk about that here in a few minutes.
But we have a big rally coming up at the end of August.
Yeah. I just happened to have a clip of that. We're going to watch a little promo clip that you guys did.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about it after the clip.
Yeah, take a look at this. So tell us about this rally that's coming up.
This is the Big Five, the fifth rally.
Okay.
This will be my third that I've been to of the five. I emceed the rally last year. I'll be emceeing the rally this year with Dan Edwards. I don't know if you guys remember him from WDTN. And, yeah, he's still a very strong figure in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to that. We'll have Ryan Hampton, a big recovery advocate. He's got a book called The American Fix. He's going to be there talking about that.
Okay.
And then Brandon Novak, who is a professional skateboarder and was on the crew, the Jackass crew.
Okay, yeah.
He also has a book that he'll be plugging while he's there.
Nice.
And this will be the second time he's been there, and I'm looking forward to that. He's a really good dude. And Ryan Hampton's really good too. But it's being sponsored, the main sponsors, Recovery Work Sailing Center. Richard Confer, that guy saved my life. That's where I went through treatment at.
Okay.
And Lori Arion, who is the founder of FOA.
Lori, okay.
Yeah, she plays another huge role in saving my life too. So
what can people find at this? Like, if I went there and I said, hey man, I've got a friend or a family member I think might be using, I think it's time for them to get some help, but can a guy like me who's maybe not have a problem himself but is concerned about somebody else get there and get some information, get some help?
Absolutely. Like, this is an opportunity to get every resource you could ever possibly dream of having.
Good deal. Good deal.
There is no shortage of resources, no shortage of help. As a matter of fact, like if somebody was there that day and needed treatment, we could get them treatment that day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because there's no days off in recovery.
Right.
And
right.
when
It's all
somebody
day, every
reaches
day.
out for help, the window is extremely small.
Right.
It's literally a matter of life
They'll
and death.
shot real quick.
Yep. So if when they cry out for help, like, we take that seriously, because we're like, okay, we have them at a moment in their life where they're ready to do this. Now, if 15, 20 minutes go by,
Yeah.
and they start entertaining that some more, and they're like, I don't know. Like,
They came out of their shell for a minute. You got to
Right.
get them while they're vulnerable and go,
Yeah.
yes, you did the right thing. Let's go. Let's go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because it's, I mean, sometimes I feel like, I guess with anything, like, I'm going to definitely work out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you walk me to the gym right now, I'll go. But then if you say, hey, you want some donuts, and forget about this workout stuff, I'd probably do that too.
Now, see, if you ask me if I wanted some donuts, I'd be like, after we get this workout in, we will eat
We'll
some
do both.
donuts. I mean, I don't know if you noticed.
We'll do both.
I went from weighing 160 pounds, now I weigh 240.
Right.
20 pounds of that is donut weight.
Yeah, that's to prove he's not on drugs.
I want to know how
That
you
and
can afford
$200
donuts
jeans.
with some $200 pair of jeans.
This also says I'm not on drugs.
Yeah.
$200 buckle jeans, donut belly, definitely not on drugs anymore.
One pair of jeans, people.
Is $200. Now I got a question about this. You said your sobriety date was January 13th.
Uh-huh.
That's real close to the first of the year. Did the social pressure of like making resolutions influence you?
See, no, a lot of people have asked me that, and not to bring the room down, but 3.5 weeks before that, a buddy of mine overdosed and lost his life, and there was a lot of things going. There was a lot of things. I was like in it. I was deep into my addiction by that point. We had lost the house. We were actually living with a couple of my
because you
friends.
got kids and
Yeah.
you got a family.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and
Going through this.
through
So
my
they were going through it with you.
Oh yeah, because everything that I did directly affected
Right.
everybody around me. But during that time, I was like, I'm not hurting anybody but myself.
Right.
Well, we didn't have a house. I couldn't hold a job. And then what had happened was the people that we were staying with, I went into their bedroom and stole pills that the woman had in there. And I justified it by saying, well, I'll only eat 12 of these and I'll leave her 2 because I know she needs them.
You can convince yourself of anything
it's
when you're
crazy.
addicted,
Right,
kid. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I really thought I was going to be off the hook for that, like, oh, how sweet of him to
That
leave me.
seemed
there.
reasonable
me too.
to you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I got caught. Right?
Yeah.
And that actually led me to a park to where I literally had a rope around my neck, and then my phone rang, and it was a buddy inviting me to church, and the intervention that took place that day,
Right.
like, if I did not believe in God,
That's like a miracle right there.
Right,
I'm getting goosebumps. I mean,
that's
just-
crazy. The timing of that call. When's the last time you talked to that guy?
I actually just talked to him a couple days ago.
No, I mean before that phone call.
It was like 4 months.
Yeah.
was
So the
just
odds of
out
him
of the
just
blue.
Yeah,
boom picking up the phone.
It was months.
That's amazing.
Like, we didn't have like, we weren't close. We were more of acquaintances than
Right.
we were really good
Yeah.
friends.
That's the craziest thing.
But yeah, that put the ball in motion.
So how did you get involved with the FOA?
That following Tuesday, after that Sunday when I went to church, there was a community outreach meeting at the hometown I grew up in Germantown.
Okay.
And the opiate epidemic was just
Right.
slamming
That was
this community.
2 years ago. Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
How many deaths in a
It was
week?
insane. It was
A
insane.
day.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
so many.
And in that kind of a small town that I grew up in, that's the kind of community where people will go, well, that's not going to happen to us.
Right. Not in our. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
but
first thing they
it
say on
absolutely
the news.
happened.
Well, that's what leads to heroin, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like, our generation when we were in our 20s, like Kurt Cobain and the Rolling Stones did heroin.
And it seems so
Not
taboo.
real people.
Yeah,
Like
rock stars are supposed to do that, right?
Yeah, it's
Right,
whatever,
that's-
But
not us, and we wouldn't try it because that's putting a needle in your arm. That's never going to happen. But then you see, like, you get a tiny little surgery. I had a little cut this long, and they gave me like 30 pills for it. I'm like, good grief, man, and they felt good.
Right,
I'm like,
they'll
I
push you
get
on,
why
yeah.
people like these because
Oh, yeah.
I feel great. I don't
See?
care about anything.
That's white privilege right there, people. Because I just had a toothache, and my dentist gave me some generic aspirins from his pocket.
They were chewable.
Yes, some chew out of date. Take 4 because they're weak.
Yeah.
They're out of date.
And the lady was digging in her purse for him.
I had good insurance. This one I worked
I co-paid for that.
This was a good union job, so I paid for those pills.
So yeah, so you see what I'm saying.
But I didn't realize you could sell those for $10 a piece.
Oh yeah.
I could have made $300 off those, and I probably took 3 over the course of 2 days, and I was good because they started to bother my stomach.
Yeah.
But I could see why people would ooh, that feels nice.
Yep.
Like little chiclets or something. Just
Oh yeah, I ate them like candy. It was like if you give me a Pez dispenser, I'd put them in a Pez dispenser.
right.
You know, and that's just.
And that leads to heroin when you get addicted to that.
Yeah, because then what happens is the heroin's cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper. But here's the thing. Today, this day, there is no heroin in Dayton. It's all fentanyl.
Right. Everybody.
You are not going to find pure grade heroin here.
And what does that mean? Like you can have just a touch of fentanyl,
Yeah,
and a
just
little
a
too
few
much, you're
grains.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen the.
But with heroin, you do a little too much, and you're just a little more high. You'd have to do way too much before it would kill you.
Yeah. Just
Is that
depends
why
on
the rock
potency
stars
of
in the
it.
'70s could do it for years and decades and be fine?
Yeah, most of the time, and that stuff too was stomped on so many times. And when I say stomped on, I mean it was cut with other stuff. So like you get a kilo of heroin, you would break that down into. Well, I'm not going to give any.
Yeah, we don't.
It's not pure heroin. So whatever they were doing.
because there's probably somebody at the TV right now like.
Like, oh, I could use baby formula. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So that, but yeah, everybody
come in the picture.
But what he's saying is right. Like people I knew, grew up with.
And I just made up Crisco, and he was just like,
No, Crisco, get Crisco in your hair. Like, what is this crap? Yeah. No, but that's what everybody thinks, like, especially in the small town, like Germantown's like a farming community.
Oh, yeah.
Small community. And then people I knew they would consider good kids, good families.
Good Christians.
Are hooked on heroin because of maybe a legitimate car wreck. The doctor gave them way more pills than you should ever need, and then they got hooked on that.
and that's how a lot of them.
Well, then they cut them off.
And they say no more, you're done.
Yeah, a lot of times
Cold
they
turkey.
won't even wean them off. They'll just be like, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Right, by that time they've already. So now they're going to
then
try
that
to find
sickness,
another.
like, that going through
segue
those
to-
withdrawals is it's crazy, man, because it feels like you have a full blown flu. You know, the symptoms mimic the flu a lot, and
So you're sick as a dog, so you can be sick for who knows how long, or you can buy $10 worth of this little stuff, and that will get you by.
for a few hours.
And you won't be feeling so sick.
But then the insanity of it is you're already thinking about how you're going to get your next fix.
Right.
And that's where that journey down the rabbit hole begins. And then before you know it, you know.
Because when this first starts, you have a job, and you're just like everybody
Right,
else.
just everybody else. Yeah.
And you're like, well, I have $10. I can afford this. I'm just going to do this now just to get by. I got to go to work tomorrow. And then it just spirals.
Yep.
Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
And there's still, like, believe it or not, there's functioning drug addicts out there, just like there's functioning alcoholics.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, you know, eventually it's progressive. Anything that you do is with progression. It's either going to get better or it's going to get worse depending on what you're doing with your life. Like, you know, if you keep doing the next right thing, good things are going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, negativity breeds negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Now, we were talking about addictive personality. Like, this seems like something that gets worse always. It doesn't seem like something somebody can maintain. Like, I'll just do a little bit and be normal on the outward appearance. Now, if somebody's got an addictive personality, you said you did, so that translates into you were 160 pounds, now your arms are...
Right.
yeah, I still have,
beast.
I'm still an addict. I will always be someone with an addictive personality. It's just right now I'm recovering from that, and I will never be recovered from that. You'll hear, you know, and this is going to ruffle some feathers, but people will say they're recovered. Well, if I'm recovered, that means I can go out and have a drink. That means I could smoke a joint.
Right.
No, I can't. That's the insanity of this disease.
That's your highway to.
Yeah, I mean, I may
level,
be able
though.
to have a beer or two in the beginning, but it's going to progressively get worse.
Right, well,
and then
I'll
I'm
have
going to
another
start.
one.
Yeah, and then I'll stop drinking beer and I'll go to whiskey.
Right.
And
Right.
eventually I'll be.
Because you
right back there.
rationalize, well, if I was going to drink 2 beers, 1 shot is the same exact thing.
Yes,
I'll just do
right,
1
yeah.
shot. Well, I'm going to
Yeah,
have
I
2
like
drinks.
that
If I'm going to have
analogy.
2 beers, I'll have 2 shots, and then you just talk yourself into doing whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and everybody's different. You know, and the thing is like I advocate for recovery, and I'm very passionate about it. And there's things that I say that not everybody agrees with. Sober is sober. To me, I'm not going to justify, be like, well, I'm not doing this, but I'll still smoke weed. No, because that's still a mind-altering substance.
Right.
Sobriety means nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Now, okay, caffeine and nicotine. If we're going to nitpick,
Right.
you know,
And yeah,
come
that would be
on,
something like,
that's-
see, for me, mine is Lee's. Every
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday.
Oh, I know.
Now, if it wasn't on sale, you
I'm
wouldn't go,
plugging-
because your addiction is cheapness. If it
Right,
wasn't on sale, you
I
wouldn't
go
go.
on Wednesday.
If Lee's chicken
Yeah,
was
you're
full price
right.
on Wednesday, you'd be done with
Because
Lee's.
sometimes I don't have $8, so I have to wait till Wednesday, and I get.
Is that what it is now?
$8?
Are you buying two?
No, the special is Wednesday, and it's $5.29 or $5.25.
Oh, I was gonna say it used to be $3.99.
It used to be $4. Well,
That was back in my construction
back in the
days, right?
day.
Yeah.
Then it was $4.99, and I'm still upset with Lee because I went the next Wednesday. Well, the last Wednesday I paid $4.99. Then I went the next Wednesday, and it was $5 and some change, and I had a $5 bill. So it was rough going out in the parking lot trying
Getting
to get
that ashtray.
They ain't going to give a dude no.
Get in that
Right,
ashtray.
yeah. So
They're going to give a brother no
they
extra change. And be
come
like, nah,
around.
man,
They
you're gonna
felt
drink
sorry
with
for
that.
me, so they gave me
Could
the
have asked.
$4.99 price.
Patrons
but you can't
for change.
sneak and change the price all of a sudden. You got to let a brother know.
Somebody would have given you 29 cents. You could have asked.
I
the
tried
next few
for
people
10
coming
minutes.
in. Here's what I
So
want
I
to know.
cried, and then the lady was like,
Here's what I've always heard. Oh,
$4.99.
cigarettes are as addictive as heroin. It's just as hard to quit. You quit cigarettes how long ago?
Over 6 months ago.
oh, wow.
So I know this is fresh and the other stuff's a little older, but to you, in your mind, for you, what was harder, drugs or cigarettes?
I gotta tell you, like honestly, the cigarettes are tough. They are tough.
Yeah.
Because I could go out here, like I still crave a cigarette every now and again. I don't.
And no one's going to judge you if you smoke a cigarette.
Right, but
you
if
do
I'm
heroin
like
out
picking up
here.
heroin or
it's going to be a
smoking crack,
problem.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of like, dude, you can't speedball out outside.
Some people frown on that still. Yeah. But a cigarette, like nobody would know that you, like if you don't see you very often, I maybe didn't know you even quit. So you could smoke with me if I had a cigarette, and you know,
Right.
it'd be that easy to.
I mean, that's kind of like I've been quitting a lot of things. Like, I tried to quit comedy, but that
you can't quit that.
No, you really can't.
You
Right,
overflow.
they're
I
always
said.
gonna-
I always describe comedy as like, you know, when a truck hits a hydro. What am I
Do you
talking?
know when a truck hydroplanes?
No, like when a truck hits a fire hydrant, and just water just gushes
Right.
out. It's always there. That pressure's always there. If you start to uncap and it starts to leak, you're never getting that cap back
Right,
up.
exactly.
You can't turn the water off. And that's what I think comedy is, because
Yeah.
stuff's constantly popping in
Oh
your
yeah,
head.
constantly.
So why did you want to quit smoking? Was that just a crutch, or
Well, I
was it
couldn't.
for health?
It was
or
hard for me. Well, yeah, that's a big thing. And I have 5 grandchildren. Right. I'm
5 grandchildren.
42. We'll get to that. You just can't be throwing all of it at me. It got to the point to where, you know, I got sick of waking up and like, you know, hacking up pieces of my lung. And now I do the vaping thing. I do that. That does
Okay.
have nicotine in it, but I can breathe. You
Right.
know, that's basically that juice is like a form of vegetable oil, and then
Still, don't do that if you don't do it already.
yeah, like that's the thing. I don't understand why people start vaping if they've
Because
never
they're like, oh,
smoked.
vaping's
Yeah, I
fun.
think
Doesn't
it's
this look
a
like
fad
fun?
thing, I think,
You're
with a lot of the
you're
kids, 'cause
establishing
they're-
a oral habit. Like
Yeah,
that is one of the
fixation.
strongest
Yeah.
things. Like you got to put something in your mouth, a pen, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't mess with it.
Yeah, if you haven't, don't. That's
Yeah.
just insane.
Because it'll just lead to whatever, you know. Eventually, I don't know, you start smoking cigarettes, and I'm imagining vape isn't going to replace a cigarette 100%. It can't
No.
be the same joy that you felt when you lit up a cigarette.
Yeah, it's too different. Because I tried to quit with a vape before, and it's not that easy. Like it's a different
Right.
taste. It's a
Yeah, see,
different.
my mom is
thing,
trying to quit with the vape
and
right
then
now.
I went back to just smoking the cigarettes. But also the price. You talk about your chicken inflation.
Yeah.
There's a cigarette inflation.
Cigarettes are the worst.
Says the
man.
man that's got $200 pants on, but
He can
Hey.
afford them because he doesn't smoke cigarettes
right.
or do
oh,
drugs.
that's right. That's,
Yeah.
See, you quit drugs, you get nice pants.
Yep. And you'll still have people like this judging you no matter what you do. It's never going to be good enough.
We'll make fun of him if he's on drugs.
I'm
we'll
not
make fun
judging,
of him if
I'm
he wears
just
pants.
jealous.
They wear from the buckle.
I told him I'm going to get him in the parking lot and I'm going to steal them pants. I don't care if they fit or not. I wear them on my
It's not like
shoulder.
stealing somebody's shoes. It's going to take you a minute to get these pants off.
Right.
Somebody already tried to cut holes.
Right. Right. That's awesome. So the FOA, do they have like locations where people can go and?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, as soon as I leave here, I'm headed to an FOA meeting over off of Finley at the Life Enrichment Center.
You can give them that address, and I'll put
I
it.
can't because
I'll
I can't
kind of
remember the address, but it's the Life
we'll look it
Enrichment
up, and I'll put it down on there for everybody to read that might need help or wanna.
Yeah.
And they're always there.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. And also you could look up Lori Arion on Facebook or even FOA on Facebook or familiesofAddicts.org. You know, there's help out there.
Right.
You know, so there's, especially today, like if there would have been this many resources back in the day when I was really caught up in it,
Right.
like who knows, I might have a decade of sobriety right now.
Yeah.
But
they didn't have that back then. How long is if you know how the FOA?
5 years. 5
Oh,
years.
so it has been
Yeah.
5 years that they.
Yeah, it started. FOA started with 6 people and a pack of Twizzlers.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah. Lori and a group of parents got together and they were like, "Look, something's got to give. We got
Yeah.
to do something. Our kids are dying. Our kids are out there right now, ripping and running, and you know, just those grassroots efforts, man. Like Germantown's got the Valley View Drug Free Coalition, and they're crushing it right now.
Really?
Like the community has
Valley
come together.
View.
Hey, man.
That's a small. I'm just saying.
That's where I went to. Yeah, state champs.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, people still think, I think, especially our age, everybody here's over 40, that, oh, no, they don't have a problem. That's good country living there. That's good, clean.
Right.
They might drink a few beers and stuff on the weekends,
Right.
but that's about it. They really don't think about it.
You want to talk about what happens in the good country? That's where all the good meth gets cooked.
Yeah, because your neighbors can't
Wow.
smell it. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
seriously, you got a
right.
shed that sits way back off the property, and you got 50 acres out there.
I'm not
you can
saying
do
that's
whatever you
happening
want.
in Germantown, but I know Preble County is rich.
Right. Yeah.
with
They got a lot
double-wide
of. They're
meth
all over
labs.
the place. I mean, New
Yeah.
Carlisle, Lizzle, and I'll call it. They're all over the
Yeah.
place. Well, he's blessing me to let me shoot this rally for the DATV, my other show, Not Tooting My Horn, Everything Dating with Keith Irving. So I would be down there with 2 cameras shooting the rally
It's from 3 to 6 p.m.
from 3 to 6 p.m. Come down.
Bring him some Lee's
Hopefully
chicken.
bring me some Lee's chicken. It's on a Sunday, so.
There'll be food trucks down there. There's going to be music,
Yeah.
activities, face painting.
So it's going to be fun. If you
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to go,
And
if you want to go check it out, it's going to be fun regardless.
And it's
of why
bringing
you're there.
awareness. So, and like I said, I'll have all that information in the clothing credits.
The coolest thing we do there is the sobriety countdown. And that's where you start with whoever has the most amount of sobriety. Everybody comes to the front, and you count all the way down to whoever has 24 hours. And that person with 1 day of sobriety, that is the most important person at that rally.
Wow.
Because I remember when I had 1 day,
Right.
you know, and that, just to get that 1 day.
Like, wow, I did it.
Yeah.
24
Yeah.
hours.
Like,
That's a
okay, if
huge
I can do that
step.
today, let's try it again tomorrow. And that's where that 1 day at a time thing comes into
Right.
play. And then we do this big picture afterwards. Is where we
Right.
bring
Right there.
yeah, right there. That's what that is. You get everybody together. We'll do 2 of them. The first picture will be everybody in long-term recovery, and then the second picture will be the families and the people in recovery.
Right, yeah, because there's family too. Everybody's coming to,
Yeah.
and it's the support, I think, is what I see.
Yeah.
It's the support that you guys have and get.
Well, and to see families get mended back together
Yeah.
after being
Yeah.
torn apart with this is truly, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, I imagine if you're like a parent or an uncle or whatever, and you have somebody in your house that you think you can trust, and they steal from you.
Yeah.
So I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, I
before
think
too.
everybody
Somebody I
knows
thought I could
somebody
trust,
that's
and they
going
stole
through
from me.
the-
I'm like, well, he's never coming back. But it's really, I believe, the drugs. It's the drugs.
Yeah.
Once that person's straight again.
I mean, at that point, that's where you have to love them
person.
from a distance.
Right.
Because that's so toxic.
Right.
You know, that'll single-handedly just rip your family apart. Because you'll have the one person be like, well, he can't help it. Well, to an extent, he can. He
Right.
knows what he's doing, but in his mind, his intentions are good.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like
And
you're
that's
stealing
hard
his
to
pills.
say. Yeah, exactly.
You're not hurting anybody but yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you guys, come down to the rally. If you need help, if you need information, the number I'm going to leave on the screen. So you can call like right now
Yeah.
if you want,
Absolutely.
and you'll get the help you need.
You can hit me up on Facebook too, Scotty
Hit
Mays.
Scotty Mays up on Facebook. Like I said, I'll have all the information you need. He's going to give me something after this
I'm
show
gonna
to
shed
add
this
to
weight
it.
by then.
Shed the weight. He'll shed the weight because when he gets in the parking lot, I'm going to snatch up them jeans. But in the closing, we kind of come up with a different little closing for this show, and we're going to call it We Got Questions.
Yes.
And this is a news clip of something we've heard, and we just
Weird
got a
news or
little
something, right?
Weird news, yeah. We got a little comedy twist on it, And Scotty Mays had
You
one
got
that he
one,
just
right?
brought up. What was that?
Yeah. So yesterday in Virginia at a LA Fitness, a gentleman had called the cops on another gentleman for fouling him in a game of basketball.
Which I say
We got questions.
is assault and battery.
Well,
Especially, I say I was walking through to get the towels, and this guy hacked my arm.
look, so you're to LA Fitness. We're going to go ahead and say your name is Chet. All right?
Chet. I'm Chet.
So Chet was in his boat shoes walking.
I look like a
to the
Chet.
shower.
This is a Chet shirt.
And he took he was still moving, so that would have been a blocking foul, not a charge. His feet weren't
He hadn't planted.
No, his feet were not planted.
I want to hear the 911 tape.
So this
That's not going to be his story.
a witness says that he saw this guy stand up and said, "I'm calling the cops," and everybody in the gym thought he was kidding, like, "Ha ha."
Right.
Was it?
He walked straight to the front desk.
Was it one of those jump over your crotch in the face, knock you down, embarrass you fouls? Is
I
that
don't
why
know
he
if he
did it?
got a poster job done on him
Right.
or what, but
All right. My question is, did the cops show up?
They have to.
cops did show up. They had a picture of the person that did the fouling in question. They were questioned.
I want to know the results of this inquiry by the police. Like, okay, so the guy that's playing basketball that called the cops, I would think would be in trouble for calling the cops
Yeah.
for something stupid.
Oh, I would have been ticked
Yeah.
off.
Now, was this a 911 or was this like straight direct call to?
Well, I bet it was straight to
Straight to the.
911.
Oh man,
Yeah,
it wasn't a brother, was it?
it was.
They called the cops?
No.
Oh,
they
the
did
foul
the
Chet.
foul.
He
Bam.
put
I bet he dunked
he
on
put some low-hanging fruit in Chet's face
He dunked
and made him look
Right,
bad,
right.
and that did not sit too well with Chet.
I think that's what it
Yeah.
was.
So
I
do
think,
you like Lipton tea bags?
I think he was losing the game and wanted to get the black guy out of there. So, well, Scotty, thank you, brother.
Hey,
for-
thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
thank you.
Appreciate you.
That's
I
right.
already know.
Follow myself, Mr. Scotty Mays, Mr. Brock Shank.
Well, how about this? After
on
the
social
rally,
media.
after that, I'm closing out Sunday Comics after the rally that night at
Boom.
Wiley's.
Right there, Sunday
August
night.
26th.
August 26th, 3 to 6, and then head over
Be
to
at
Wiley's.
Wiley's, what time? 7:30?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock show starts. Be there at 7:30. Black people, no CP times. They start.
We will call the cops.
Right. They will call the cops on us.
From
Oh, and
stage,
it's-
yeah.
And if you got 5 and some change, bring a brother some chicken.
Chicken, so he'll shut up.
Hey, thank you guys for watching Comedy Ain't Easy. I'm Keith Irvin,
Brock Shank.
and our guest for the day,
Scotty Mays.
Scotty Mays. We will see you on the next one. Deuces.